Another situation that we find very disturbing about Adeboye is an article which appeared on Sahara Reporter's website on the 23rd of October, 2016, titled,
"Why I'm Even More Convinced Pastor Adeboye is a Charlatan," by Dr. Ijabla, Raymond.
with leading caption,
So, in dollars if you want returns in dollars, and use the biggest denomination Pastor E.A. Adeboye, in Open Heavens Volume 12, the 20th of November 2012, ISBN 978-36079-44.
Welcome back to the part 4 of Adeboye extortion of our wealth, our resources, all the Adeboye's family. The part 1, 2, and 3 that I've already posted. Adeboye member said it was A1. My God, they will do everything to protect their thieves. The children are extorting us, the father, the mother. The mother too do her own extortion through our politicians. She keep opening intensive care this, intensive care that, and she will invite all the politicians and they be giving them our money. All the money politicians are giving to these people, they bill us, so they bill us. It was that guy that just left Edo that let us know. Stay tuned till the end, please.
In the article by Dr. Ijabla Raymond, he said that,
"Like most of you, I was in disbelief when I first read the quote above. I decided to verify it by purchasing the copy of Open Heavens from which the quote was taken, fully referenced above. I was shocked by what I found out. Here is a flavor. First, if you want returns in dollars, sow in dollars. Do not sow in naira and be expecting a harvest in euro. It does not work like that."
when did God start demanding various currencies?
Secondly, it is the particular denomination that you use that God will multiply and return to you.
So if you're poor, that means that the blessings of Jesus are limited to you, because you can't afford dollars.
Thirdly, do yourself a favor by using the biggest denominations, so as to get the greatest harvest.
To show how manipulative and deceptive Adeboye is, isn't it the giving that God loves the most, that will get the best harvest? Remember the story of the widow's mite? Jesus said that the widow cast in more than the rest, so her returns are more.
Luke chapter 21, verse 1. And he looked up, and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow, casting in thither 2 mites. And he said, Of a truth I say unto you, that this poor widow hath cast in more than they all.
She gave what she could afford. So according to Adeboye, because she is poor, and would not be able to afford dollars, then her harvest will be limited. Adeboye is simply interested in turning his naira rain into dollar rain. Jesus said that the widow that will not be able to afford dollars gave more than all. But then in Adeboye's books, it's the rich that can afford it to get the best. Is this not plain and simply not deception? A blog named Abiyamo was among the first to show that Redeemed and Adeboye categorizes giving, to manipulate people into giving more. With the usual Redeemed's categorizing of giving, the amount you give determines the type of sacrifice. So if you're poor and cannot afford to give 1 million naira, your sacrifice is not divine. Adeboye uses clever manipulation techniques to turn redeemed members into his personal ATM machine. What's funny is that Adeboye denies manipulating people into giving.
That's why you have never had me come here and in one way or the other try to manipulate you into giving me anything. No, 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 no.
Adeboye's favorite technique of manipulation is to tell long stories of whoever gives him money gets a breakthrough. When in the books of Adeboye, to get your breakthrough, you need to give him, not the poor. Adeboye manipulates you into becoming his personal ATM, by saying that a man who did not have a job before, after he gave Adeboye money, he prospered.
As I was waiting outside for the driver to bring my car, there was this young man who was coming towards me. And as he was coming, he was somewhere in Yoruba land. He was prostrating and getting up, prostrating and getting up. And then he got close to me and dropped something in the pocket of my jacket and began to run. And since his behavior was suspicious, I quickly checked what he dropped in my pocket. And it was a 50 kobo note. In those days, 50 kobo was still a lot of money. It was still a note, currency note. So I called him back. Son, thank you, but what is the problem? He said, I heard that the general overseer is coming. And I want to give him something. But I have nothing. All I have is this 50 kobo. How do I give 50 kobo to such an important man? He said, that's why I was begging you before I give it to you. I took the 50 kobo and I said, son, I will spend this money myself, so that from the bottom of my heart I may bless you. I say, it shall be well with you. And I'm saying to someone too, it shall be well with you. The following year I was back in the same town, and I saw that young man. And he came to me, Daddy, smiling. I said, Daddy, you may not believe it, but now I have a school of my own. I said, how? Because the last time I came, he had no job. How do you suddenly become a proprietor? He said, well, since I had no job, I started gathering together children who may need lessons, extra lessons, and I began to teach them. And it happened that after you said God will bless me, every child in my class came first in school, and the news spread. People began to say, if you want your child to do well, send him to this fellow. He said very soon the number became so much I couldn't handle them alone. I began to employ other teachers. Now I have a school of my own.
Adeboye is a money doubler. He has power to make people rich, but he has to collect their money first for them to make them rich. See, I don't want your God, though, Mr. Adeboye.
One man came to share his testimony. He came to a previous program a year before, completely broke. He said all he had left in his account was a little over $300. He withdrew the money, borrowed money to buy a ticket to come to the program we had the year before. Came to me and said, Daddy, I want to give you a love gift. And he gave me the $300-something that he had. And I prayed for him my normal prayer. Thank you very much. God bless you. Next time will be more. When he came back this year, the boy who was broke now has in his employment 69 people.
By now we can see Adeboye's pattern of exploiting people to give him money. Again Adeboye is tying a man's increase to the money the man gave him. Adeboye.
With the exception of this young boy who I don't know how he managed to sneak in. When I finished preaching, he came to me and said, "Sir, I've never had anybody preach like this before, and I just want to bless you." He said, "All I have is what I'm about to give you now." And he gave me $10,000. I took the $10,000 and I blessed him. I prayed the prayer I normally pray when people give me a gift. I said, "Next time will be more." He was very upset. "What's wrong with this pastor? I gave him $10,000 and he's saying it's not enough." That's not what I said. I only said next time will be more. But the following year he came back to the same program and he saw me after the preaching. He said, "Last year you prayed a prayer that I didn't understand." He said, "Because when I came last year, I had 10 gas stations. And if you have 10 gas stations, even here in this land, they will consider you somebody big. But among those people, he was a small boy." He said, "I gave you that money, you prayed a prayer for me. Now, within a year, I've grown from 10 gas stations to 110.
So the small guy that gave him $10,000, that was, people suspect the way he described the person that it was Senator Ifeanyi Uba. That's the man burial. The man died. He died very young, 50-something years. That's his burial there they are doing. So continue giving to Adeboye. We know a lot of billionaires in his church that are died. We know about that woman. I forgot her name now. We know about the other one that died with his wife and his son. So you are giving to a charlatan. You are giving to a ritualist. That's all I can say. I hope you learned something, my people, in this video. And I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.